You might not know this about me, but aside from being a photographer, I'm also a farmer. Where I choose to live in this world definitely comes with its advantages. But even here, under picturesque skies, life has a tendency to get messy. Between the 16-hour workdays and 7-day work weeks, there often isn't much time for anything else. This is the story of the last day I had all to myself.
So you might not know this about me, but shooting in the woods in the spring is actually my favorite time. I know I always do a fall series, and the reason for that is just that I have more time to actually film in the fall season, but spring is definitely my favorite time to be out in the woods. One of my absolute favorite subjects as well are these little fiddleheads. I love capturing them in their little delicate beauty before they become these big, beautiful ferns. And so this is going to be my first shot. I'm going to set up right here, get these little guys. I've got, of course, my trusty RB67 already loaded up with a roll of Delta 100. So I'm gonna grab this and then I'm gonna keep walking around, see what else is out there. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I did bring more than one camera and I am just loving these fiddleheads. So I'm going to pull out the Yashica Mat 124G and get some broader scenes of all of these fiddleheads here. And yes, I'm gonna load it with a roll of Kodak Gold. It is a warm one out here today. It's weird because we're pretty much in the middle of spring and we're already in our first heat wave. So it might seem weird that I'm actually wearing my pants out here, but we are in the middle of the woods and ticks are a big problem in this area. I've already seen in the vet's office that at least one pet has been infected with Lyme disease so far this year. 2 years ago, my neighbor actually had Lyme disease, and last year I was bitten by 4 different ticks. So this is something that I take very seriously. I try to wear pants in the woods when I can. Also, there's so many mosquitoes and black flies today that it's just a little extra protection. But for right now, I've actually got a scene set up behind me that I really like, just a broad shot of the canopy around me. It is changing literally every hour right now. And so it's giving me a little bit of a break from the heat. I do have a few other spots that I want to check out afterwards, but first, I'm just gonna grab this shot. Perfect. Okay, that was a really productive day for me. I managed to finish off my roll of Delta 100, and I got about halfway through the gold in the Yashica, so that's a big win for me. But now the winds are starting to pick up. The bugs are super intense, so I think it's time to head on in. As I mentioned earlier, we're in the middle of our first heat wave, which is unfortunately not uncommon over the last few years. We've been getting heat waves earlier and more often. This area here, in fact, is normally flooded with water. I should be, knee deep in, or at least ankle deep in water, and it is so dry here. Even just 2 weeks ago, I was out here and took a photograph, and it was much wetter back then. So it shows that we really need some rain. But there is hope. There's rain in the forecast.